Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful.
Funny things that you think's funny aren't funny.
Give me cocks all the time. I want cocks all over me.
The Alan Cox Show kicks ass, man.
Welcome. Show me what you got.
You're not going to see a lot of cocks on TV.
Alan Cox from the Alan Cox Show.
I don't know what it's about you, but I can't even stand your voice.
You know when he's Mr. Tough Guy when he's standing behind the microphone?
I think you're the biggest asshole alive.
It's gonna be a great show.
Let's kick it. I'll say kick it, and you'll just kick it with a tasty groove, okay? 1, 2, 3, kick it. Kick it, come on. God damn it. Put you one time, kick it. What the?
Alan Cox.
Here we go. He'll ad-lib. He'll be fine.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Say hello to Bill Squire, who is right over there.
Creepy hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening to and watching this episode of the Alan Cox Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share a cold one with the boys.
Hey, there's Mary Santora. What?
I can't shake like that. My neck's messed up. We can get into it later.
All right.
Yeah,
that's what you call, in the business, that's what you call a tease. Mary Santora's right there.
Hi, guys. No babies.
Are you chilly? Are you all right?
I've turned the heat up.
Well, don't do that.
I'll go get my hoodie in the break.
It was a rhetorical question.
I'll go get my hoodie out
to
of my
make
car
it
in the
seem like...
You care.
Like I care.
You do not.
No, I do. I'm like, God, I can already feel... As a psychosomatic, I can already feel the heat.
I had no idea that I turned it up until I said something.
But now I can feel it.
I will turn it down and go get my hoodie in the break. I was carrying 2 shame meals for me and Bill on the way in. I had McDonald's and Wendy's, so I couldn't.
Awesome.
It's only a shame meal for you. For me, it's just regular.
Yeah.
I don't eat that much fast food, though, honestly.
Hey, say hello to Poundcake, who's back behind the glass.
Afternoon, white people. Happy Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, and I was thinking it was Thursday, and I was so excited for the new Poundcake.
Oh, no.
Nope, that's tomorrow.
But it's tomorrow.
That's going to be a good one.
This is going to be
don't talk about it.
Good one tomorrow. But I was excited because, like, man.
Well, if that was the case, you would have read it last night, because I sent it to you before.
Come on, I'm on a roll here. You're right, I would have. Nevertheless, I'm whatever. 216-578-1007 if you'd like to join us on the phone. Live. We're here for your enjoyment. We thrive on your derision. At least I do. Mm-hmm. It's what keeps me grounded, right? The criticism, the people for whom I offer entertainment, for whom I offer myself. It's their criticism. It's their unending snark that keeps me grounded. You can text if you like, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for a whole bunch of things there. If you want to watch the show, you can do it there. The Instagram hotties for the week are there for you as well. Bill Squire Show is part of that.
Thanks to all the people that are giving me feedback on the Bill Squire Show. A little bit of snark, but mostly good reviews. People are enjoying it, so thank you.
What's some of the snark?
I lied. There's no snark.
No snark.
No, I'm sure there's people that just hate to hate. You know, the usual type of people that
it's
are
not
just
constructive criticism.
It's not constructive. They just don't like me, so they'll go and give it a bad review or something like that. But there's a lot of people that have enjoyed it a lot, and so I appreciate that quite a bit.
Listen, for every Lucy who emails to say how much she doesn't like you, there's somebody who, conversely, will say, Bill's the best part of the show, right? There are people, we've covered this more than a few times. We talked about it back in the day, and by the day, I mean a month ago, that Poundcake, of course, the most compassionate person on the show,
the kindest.
According to an unofficial, non-peer-reviewed listener survey, Poundcake was considered to be the most compassionate person, kindest on the show. Bill was the most handsome, smartest.
I was the most female.
This was when Erica was here. And I was here. I was the most here, which I took to mean, philosophically, the most present. The most,
good.
Whatever.
In this day and age, it's hard to be present. Because
boy,
everybody's on their
it
phone
sure
all the
is.
time. You're concerned about the news, everything that's going on with the world. So being present is a gift.
That's right. Alan, will you guys start wearing masks starting at 6 o'clock? We will not.
I have my mask on right now.
Yeah,
Well, I don't have
you
it on.
guys
I have
have
it
got
around
that.
my
I got a mask right here, but
You guys are ready to mask up.
I wear it when I'm out and about. Like I was running errands today, and I was wearing it around. But
Of course.
we don't have to wear it in the studio.
Nope. Before we walk in, each one of us is
Do I
given.
sound different? Do I sound different with
No.
my mask on?
Nope.
Okay.
Each one of us is given a thorough Silkwood shower, including the undercarriage flush. If you catch my drift.
Put it in neutral.
And we put it in neutral, and we've got the whole thing. I opt for the wash and wax as well, right? I like my rims taken care of, so I'll have somebody who will do that. Alan, listening to yesterday's show, your lack of knowledge about demographics in cities in Greater Cleveland was phenomenal. You've been here a decade. Right, but I'm not a cartographer. I don't really pay attention to. I don't know the whitest suburb in the Greater Cleveland area.
We had some good guesses.
Not something that's really, not something that interests me. I'll get more information from the people who actually live there and text me than I will go. Phenomenal. Not sure if that's the word you wanted to use, because maybe a word that was a bit more snarky than that. Phenomenal, I feel like there's a positive quality to it. It's a phenomenon, right?
It's phenomenal.
It's rare.
Yeah.
What's going on with your neck?
It's just one of those things where I think I slept on it wrong, but it probably had to do with like the fact that I was swimming yesterday, and then just like other activities I was doing, and it just one of those things that makes you feel old, where you wake up
swimming,
and you're supposed to be like feeling all refreshed, and you're like, oh no, my body hurts because I don't know how to do things right, and I'm just old, and my body's just rebelling against me.
How old are you?
38. Feels old.
I'll tell you what, I don't ever wake up sore, but boy, do I never wake up feeling refreshed. Ever, 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 ever. Do I ever wake up feeling, oh man, I got a great night's sleep? Like in the commercials?
I'll have those once in a while, but today was one of those ones where as soon as I woke up, I tried to like roll over to get off the bed, and I was like, uh-oh. One of those days where you
Something's
just,
not right.
I can't turn it all the way. It's not good.
So you knew
not a good feeling.
You knew from the jump that things were going to be bad.
Yeah.
Now, how do you rectify that situation?
I just keep trying to move around and keep it loose because I think that's what you're supposed to do. Like if you just let it stiffen up, then it's bad. But if I'm doing a lot of like neck rolls and stuff like that. Hurts a lot. So then, like, as I'm driving around, I'm at stoplights and I'm just like, and people are looking at me like, "What is going on with this guy?"
Were you doing any? Will you do any dumbbell shrugs at home?
Probably not. I think that would probably be counterproductive to it right now.
No, it would loosen you up, loosey goosey, tighten and loosen, tighten and loosen, and then end result is. Go with me. End result is not only do you loosen that neck up, right? Then you get sweet traps to boot.
Oh yeah, I actually have decent traps already.
I don't know what that means. What I'm saying is
decent traps.
You're gonna loosen up your neck.
I'm working on it.
You're not gonna feel old.
Just doing a little this. Oh, that one. That's the one that hurts right there. I get it right there.
You're not gonna feel old at 38, and he'll get a good night's sleep.
You never felt old at 38?
No. I don't feel old now. I don't wake up sore.
But you don't wake up
But you've never had like
I don't wake up refreshed.
You've never
that
woken
is
up
true.
with like
a
that
kink?
kind of like a kink or something like that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and that makes me feel old, but that's something that's happened my entire life. But it's just one of those things that you go, oh, his body's breaking down.
You're a kinky guy is what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could have added to it too.
All right.
I don't want to get into it. It's too...
Alan, it's so funny to hear how excited you all are now that Master Mandatory. I guess it makes you feel like you're making a difference. Listen, anyone who's not adult realizes that the masks make a difference. So I don't know what you want me to respond to that with. I think that, again, this goes back to the fact that adults given full information that was unequivocal and pretty clear, didn't have the self-discipline to figure it out for themselves. So the government had to come in and go, hey, listen, dip shrimps, maybe do this, and, your grandmother won't die in a week.
I'm just going to say this. I hate wearing the mask. I don't like it at all, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I really don't like it, but I'm going to do it because it's...
Makes me break out.
Yeah, it's safe.
No, I'm just saying the mask makes me break out.
And what?
Well, he's got a
song,
hives, song, dance, right?
Is it? There's a lot of things you can break out in.
Now, is that because of your pre-existing psoriasis or whatever? Or?
I don't really get psoriasis on my face too much, but I do have sensitive skin everywhere, and so especially days when I shave, it gets caught in like the little
stubble.
Yeah, the stubble gets caught in like the little holes in my mask, so I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Okay, well, there you go. I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, you can do that, 35192. Hit us up at alancoxshow.com. And you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Next chance for you to grab $1,000, by the way, is coming up around 2:30.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio.
option in one of those countries where you can't drink the water?
100.7.
That's what I think of you, Alan Cox.
WMMS.
All right, 216-578-1007 if you want to join us. 800-348-1007. Want to text me, 35192. Alan, is Bill sure that he doesn't grind his teeth while he sleeps?
I don't think
Are you sure that
so.
you're not grinding your teeth while you're sleeping?
I don't think that's it. I think it was...
that could be contributing to your...
Because it's not like that happens all the time. This is like a thing that happened today.
That is an awful,
that's a
awful
bad
noise.
I'm sorry?
Don't do it again.
What do you... Don't...
What?
You knew he was going to do it either way. Once we said it was awful. Don't...
You got to just kind of ignore it.
Wincing.
But don't tell him not to. But anyway.
Tell me not to what? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I don't think this is like a recurring pain. This is just something that happened after last night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, music to my ears.
Okay, so you're pretty sure, like, you don't wear a mouth guard or anything
No, I
like
don't have
that?
to do anything like that, no.
Okay.
I think it was just from the swimming and then some other activities and then just sleeping on it weird. Just worked it out. I think it was mostly sleeping on it weird. I think that's one of those things. I think I had one of those, like, dreams where I jerked real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And, like...
That's usually what puts me to sleep.
A jerk real fast?
There he is.
That's what I feel. Wake up feeling loose. Yeah, man.
We were swimming for like a couple of hours before we ate dinner and everything, me and my girlfriend, and there were these kids that live in my building that were all down there like doing a
So the pool's
TikTok.
open?
Yes.
Like, I thought that initially they were saying that they weren't going to open the pool.
It's a private pool.
Private pool.
Well, but it's public in the sense that anyone who lives there can be in it. Is my point.
Yes, but they have
on
restrictions.
private property.
They have 15 limit of
But the
15 people in the pool.
Okay.
20 people.
That's
on
what
the
I was
deck.
trying to get to.
You have to stay socially distanced. You can't get too close to people that you're not like family with or like they're not there with you.
So there's nobody in there doing laps.
There was an old lady doing laps yesterday.
But if she's like to one
Yeah, but
side.
like there wasn't that many people. There was like me and my
I see.
girlfriend, that lady doing laps, and then like 4 teenagers doing TikTok dances, and one of the sisters not being into it and just like off being the weirdo sister, and then the other 3 were just like doing their weird. The TikTok dances are so silly to me.
But do you worry about, I mean, everybody who's ever lived in a building with a pool, and we probably all have, you know that there's a lot of people in that pool who don't live there.
Yeah.
There's just people bringing their friends over.
You have to get a wristband.
Huh?
So for weekends, you have to have a wristband.
So you have to get your guest a wristband.
You have to get your guest a wristband.
I
There's
see.
a limit of guests that you can have on weekdays and weekends.
I see.
And so they're pretty strict about it. And there's
Okay.
also people that live in my building that work in the building, and they're pretty strict about it. And yeah, you can have people over, but the pool never gets super busy. Like it's pretty, like people are pretty cool about it.
Because I think the public pool is open out where we live, and any given summer, Gwen would be taking our daughter. But she's like, I'm not going over there this year. B, you got to make a reservation, and then it's like you get a 2-hour window. And it's like taking a kid to a public pool is a hassle enough without like, what if you're late? And then you got to set up. And it's like, I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but boy,
Or
I don't know how packed these, you figure a public pool, counterintuitively, it makes me think that like they have so much chlorine in these things, it's probably killing anything within a 2-mile radius. But still, the precautions that these towns have to take to get people in there.
Well, not
I don't
to
know if it's
mention
worth it.
trying to tell a kid they only have 2 hours at a pool.
Right.
Just that conversation alone. We're like, no, it's like we have to leave. It's not anybody's fault. And then the tantrum. And
It's why every store
their fault.
every store you go into, there's a whiteboard that says we're out of pools.
Right.
Used to be we're out of Clorox wipes. Now try finding an inflatable pool or a stock pool or something. That people are buying.
Raindorps.com.
Raindorps.
Raindorps.com. Get it. They have great deals.
What they really do. Yeah. Hey, Eleanor.
Hello.
Hi. What's going on?
Hi. I was just calling because...
I think Eleanor was hitting me up on Facebook this morning.
Oh my... I've been hitting you up since July 1st.
Since July 1st? Well, I was gone all last week.
Well, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, well, you don't listen. You got me now, though, Eleanor, so how can I help?
Listen, I don't really know how you can help. My spouse just doesn't stop talking about you and hasn't stopped talking about you for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been with him?
About 4.5 years.
So for the entirety of your relationship, for the most part, he's talked about me, and you still dated him, agreed to marry him, and are now faithfully betrothed to him.
With a child.
With a child! Boy, that thing better be named Alan. Boy or girl?
She's a girl, and she hears your voice so often, I think that she thinks that you're her dad.
Yeah! Maybe I am. I guess that doesn't really work that way. Okay, so is that, so you're calling me to complain or to thank me?
Oh, I'm definitely complaining.
Good, because I'm more comfortable there than with the other way. Okay, well, what would you like? How can I help, Eleanor?
Well, I mean, other than, like, just quitting your job, I mean...
Other than quitting my job. Yeah, but then there would be somebody else here who your kid thought was their dad, so, you know.
But it doesn't have to be Alan Cox. Like, I swear, you, like, follow my Twitter and you report on anything that I talk about. Because if I said it, Alan Cox said it too. Every single time.
Well, now you lost me. What do you mean?
If I bring up anything in the news, oh, yeah, heard about that on the Alan Cox Show.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I have a very broad reach, Eleanor. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I certainly don't want to, certainly not trying to insert myself into your life, right? Don't even know who you are.
What you should do.
All I know is that your husband and child have impeccable taste in entertainment.
Do you know what loaf of breading a guy is?
Stop it.
Alan.
Eleanor, do you know what, don't avoid the question, do you know what loaf of breading a guy is? Because I'll tell you, I didn't until yesterday.
I'm sure I'll hear about it.
Please ask your husband what it is.
Yeah, right. Okay, listen, Eleanor, I'm certainly not going to do anything that would deter your husband or child from listening to me. It's never too early to indoctrinate the youth to what I'm doing here. So you will not find a sympathetic ear from me. What?
Is Nature Cat. That is the only good thing you've brought me.
Yeah, but Nature Cat is amazing. So if that's the only thing, it's a lot. And you're welcome, I guess. How old's the kid?
I don't care. She is 13 months.
Oh, yeah, she's a baby. Okay.
Oh.
Listen,
maybe you just need to dive deeper on your news.
Yeah, I try to wade in a pretty shallow pool around here, Eleanor, so...
maybe if you get into like conspiracy theories or something like that, then you'll be able to cut them off at the pass and be like, ha, you didn't hear about that on the Alan Cox Show, did you?
That's right. It's QAnon, not Q-Alan. What?
Nothing is sacred around you. You talk about everything. Everything.
Yeah, I don't believe in... Of course. I mean, that's what am I not supposed to be talking about?
The only one I like is Poundcake. He is the only one.
Poundcake, your thoughts. Well, Eleanor, I would think that you wouldn't be so strident with me, since you can thank me for giving you Poundcake.
And a kid.
And a kid. One for me. One for me. It wouldn't be no Poundcake. So you're welcome.
Poundcake would probably have his own show.
Well, let's not get carried away. All right,
Hey, listen.
my job. Shut up.
Eleanor, I hate to break it to you. Nothing's stopping him from going out and getting his own show. He just got it too good here.
One listen.
Huh?
I would listen. To Poundcake.
Okay, listen.
That's one
Eleanor.
follower.
Huh?
That's one follower.
Okay. Poundcake, you've got your marching orders. You have...
He's on the phone.
Oh, he's got a built-in listener in Eleanor, all right? So...
Do you read his pound takes?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Do you read the pound takes? His columns that he writes for AlanCoxShow.com. Do you read those?
Well, I'm going to have to start now.
Oh, so you're a huge fan of Poundcake. You're just completely unfamiliar with his written content.
No. I'm not a huge fan of any radio show. I just want to listen to music in the car. It's just Poundcake makes me not jump out of the car while I'm listening.
Yeah, but Eleanor, you act like you're shackled to the radio station. I mean, you can get music anywhere. Completely tailored to your taste. I'm certainly not forcing you to listen to me.
Use the iHeartRadio app.
I don't want anyone listening to me under duress, Eleanor. That's you or a 13-month child, if you feel, as her mother, that you are comfortable in depriving her of unequivocally amazing entertainment at such a young age, if you feel like subjecting her to that kind of psychic damage this early on, be my guest.
Alan, look, I just think that we could come to an agreement and make this work for both of us.
I like that. We'll reach a détente. I'm nothing if not in the spirit of compromise. So lay it on me.
Listen.
Yes?
I don't really have a game plan yet.
I am unprepared for this phone call.
Yeah, well, she's under pressure here. She's. Do you mind if I ask how old you are, Eleanor?
I am 24.
24, okay. So you had the kid when you were 23.
We spent 2 years planning before we had her. I
was going to say, Jesus, what's the rush? 2 years planning. Okay, listen.
Are you putting an ultimatum out there to your husband? It's either the Alan Cox Show or you?
No. I've never really thought of getting that drastic. I thought maybe just Alan and I could work this out.
Yeah, listen.
You want to work it out, but you had no idea to work it out.
Yeah, I certainly hope it's not incumbent upon me to come up with a... It's not on me to come up with a suggestion. You called me.
I know. I didn't think you were going to answer.
I told you. She was blowing me up on Facebook. She's like, I'll pay you $5 if you pick up the phone right now. I'm like, it's 9:30. I'm not even in there. I'm in my office. Okay, listen, Eleanor, I want you to give...
Wait, that was you, Alan?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you just say that?
What did you think, an intern was going back and forth with you because they were bored? Listen, Eleanor, I want you to give it some thought because something this important should not be left to 30 seconds worth of consideration. So I want you to think about it, and I want you to get back to me in an upcoming show. I want you to think about where we can compromise, something that'll be mutually beneficial. And then you get back to me.
Could you send a small pepperoni pizza to my address? And I think I'll be satisfied from then.
No.
Go ahead and say your address.
Right. You'll get 50 pepperoni pizzas. Yeah, think about something not food-related, Eleanor, and then we'll work it out, okay?
How about an Alan Cox Show sticker?
Hey, now you're talking. Put it right over your mouth.
Oh, goodness.
Listen, I appreciate the input, Eleanor, and I hope to hear from you again soon.
Just kidding. I don't actually hate you, Alan, but thanks for answering. This was fun.
Well, that was really a load off my mind. Here I was going to go into the rest of the show all dejected and... Okay, thanks, Eleanor.
Bye.
High five your husband for me. There's Eleanor, who sounds lovely. She's got a 13-month-old named Alana, I can only assume. And, okay, thank you. And her husband and child are entranced by the sound of my voice. Okay, I've got $1,000 here for you to go fund yourself. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. Time for your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword BANK to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BANK to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
Boy, only one call and people are already asking for an Eleanor hiatus. I like Eleanor.
I thought she was nice.
You know, she was kind of zigging and zagging and bobbing and weaving.
She just wants her relationship to work.
24. She's got a good head on her shoulders. I don't know if she's a stay-at-home mom.
Which is nice.
What's that?
Planned child. 2 years of planning before they had the child. They didn't just pop one out and go, oh, I guess we got one.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Listen, failing to plan is...
having a baby.
Something. Right. Don't take your cues from Mary Santora, who says, I'm not going to have a kid, but she will. Take your cues from AC. Wife on birth control, still wraps it up.
There
Ain't going to be no more kids. That's right. Alan, if Poundcake is the only one she likes, her kids are screwed. She's clearly an unreasonable human. I don't know if unreasonable is the adjective I would attach to her, but listen.
Kids love me.
But think about this. Yeah, they sense an intellectual equal. Look at it this way. You've got a built-in listener in Eleanor.
Sweet.
Whatever she goes, Poundcake could have his own show, right? I don't know if that's the case, but there's certainly nothing, like I told her, there's nothing stopping him from doing that.
How's the Poundcast coming?
Baby bird wants to leave the nest. I'm all for it. I'm all for people maximizing their potential.
The Poundcast is non-existent as of now.
Why?
Obviously.
Listen, Eleanor is waiting for you to get something going. What are you gonna? You've talked about it in the past.
I have.
What do you want to do?
Well, yeah, I would like to have my own show, and that starts with the podcast. I just have not. I don't know. I don't know what's holding me back, but like I just
fear.
It's not even fear. It's just like I don't know.
The unknown.
I don't know what I would like to talk about. I don't want to be all over the place. I know practice makes perfect, but like I really want it to be good. So I really want like a golden idea, and I just haven't had that yet. So I just haven't done it.
Do you consider yourself a perfectionist?
It's a bad way to be.
Well, only because I know that
you got to work up to that.
A lot of people who are like that, though, will avoid tasks altogether. Because, like, a lot of people who are perfectionists are also procrastinators because if it's not done perfect, they'd rather not do it at all.
That's juvenile.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying it's a common thing that happens.
Which is fine with me. More room for me. So while you're sitting over there with your thumb up your ass trying to come up with the perfect idea, which does not exist, the rest of us will be out here slopping it up.
Golden idea.
50% of the time we suck, and the other half, if we're lucky, we're pretty good. You just start throwing stuff against the wall.
Okay.
Perfect idea.
That's what I say.
Okay.
A straw that holds an Oreo in your milk.
Those exist.
So then the perfect idea does exist.
Well, you just or you get a Hydrox with a hole in it and just put the straw through. You know.
Hydrox.
Oreo ripoffs.
Oh, okay. Millionaire eating generic, huh?
I don't understand what you
That's
meant
how
by
he
that.
keeps all his money.
Geico for your money. What?
Why would there be a straw that holds an Oreo in the milk?
So that way you can dip it and still enjoy your milk while your Oreo sits.
You
And then
just
you pull
always
it
put
out.
use the fork. You put the cream part on the fork, dunk it.
But this would be a specific straw made for Oreos. Yeah.
Still blows me away that Oreos are vegan.
Nothing in them. I can eat as many as I want and not have any belly issues.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Pretty wild. Alan, everyone knows that Mary and Poundcake are the only enjoyable ones on the show.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows that.
Listen.
Everyone knows this.
Except
Poundcake
Meg.
and Mary, the
Meg
only ones that are
doesn't-
enjoyable.
researched.
I'd say Meg doesn't agree with that.
Listen, Bill and I have gone to great lengths to portray ourselves as publicly unpleasant, all right? And it has worked very much to our advantage. We're living great lives. People don't bother us, right? Because they're like, guy's a dick.
Hermits.
Good. Not even hermits. I'm not even talking about that. Just whatever, right? I'm not here to be pleasant. I'm here to be entertaining. Like I said, 50% of the time, if you're lucky. Because, newsflash, you ain't going to come up with a perfect idea. The hell does that mean?
He never said perfect. He said golden. He's got to have a golden idea.
What's the golden idea?
He doesn't have one.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Because it doesn't exist. A golden idea. Because listen to and again, I don't want to harp on this, but when we run advertisements for these podcasts, right? Somewhere, somebody was the very first person to do a true crime podcast. And then 8,000 other people thought, hey, I read about a murder. Maybe I'll talk about that once a week for a year. I'll strip every little piece of meat off that bone. You know? When Ray Kroc stole the idea from McDonald's, there were other hamburger places. He said, I've got a golden idea. It involves golden arches. So that's what Poundcake's got to do.
Find your golden arches.
They say good artists create, great artists steal, right? Now, not everybody adheres to that. There are 3 ways to be successful. You be first, you be smartest, or you cheat. So,
or you
take
work
your
the
pick.
hardest.
Huh?
No, that doesn't mean...
No. No, there are plenty of people who don't work that hard that are pretty successful. Very successful.
But I'm saying I feel like the people that would work harder would probably surpass those people at some point, right?
Nope.
No, because work ethic doesn't really mean anything if you're not that good.
Well,
you can have a great work ethic and no talent.
it's the old 3-legged stool, right? If you
Yeah.
don't have all 3 legs, you ain't gonna. But I would think work ethic is never a bad thing to have,
right?
Because it helps you. It's good to overcome failure. Because there's going to be mostly that.
Work
be
ethic
mostly failing.
Plays into whatever talent you have and expounding on that and like building it up. So one of the reasons, if you want to start something, you like Mary was saying, if you're procrastinating, it's because you're afraid of failure.
Yeah,
or you're making up excuses to not do something.
Yeah, I mean, like, I care. And so, I mean, I didn't look at it from Alan's point of view where it's like, slap it together and see what you got. I mean, I just was like, I want it to be like, write things down, have things I want to go over.
I'm not saying don't prepare. I'm saying that you are never going to present something that is a fully formed product.
True.
You get to that by doing it. Everybody goes, well, I want it to be great. Yeah. You do it for about 10 years and then it gets pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody goes, oh my God, have you heard that? We've talked about this. The first time you kill on stage when you've been doing stand-up for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Right? Some people have a great first time. You had a great first time on stage.
Yeah, it was
and you
awesome.
thought, I'm going to be famous next week.
Yes. And then I started bombing.
Yeah, because that's what happens.
Right.
I mean, by the way, attention to detail, speaking of cheating, Oreo is a Hydrox ripoff.
Oh, really?
Hydrox was the original.
Goodness.
It's like Depression-era cookies or something, I think.
So I need a Hydrox straw.
Oreo...
I don't think I've ever actually had a Hydrox.
I've never even heard of it.
They taste exactly like Oreos.
I've had Hydroxycut.
Yeah!
I've had that.
You won't be eating Oreos on that.
No, you don't need
You'll be
anything.
crapping yourself skinny.
Mm-hmm.
And your
Shaky,
skin will
very
feel like
shaky.
it's on fire. Like you have electrical circuits in your fingernails. All right, I've got a break. Thank you, Eleanor, for the call. I appreciate it. 35192 if you want to text, and we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7.
578-1007 or 800-348-1007. You can send a text, 35192. 2 weeks from Friday will be the 24th of July by my math, and it will indicate that Major League Baseball is again open for business. And so your Cleveland Indians, who had their own bit of sports history yesterday, July 7th, 1948 was the day that the Cleveland Indians signed Satchel Paige. He had played for the Cleveland Cubs in the Negro League. He played for a whole bunch of teams back then. But he was signed to the Indians in Major League Baseball. And then he went to play for the St. Louis Browns, of course. And then he went to play for the Kansas City Athletics. Because everybody had other teams' names now as then, whatever. But he played for a ton of teams in the Negro Leagues. But yesterday, for people... and you know how Indians fans love their history.
It's all they care about. All history buffs.
That was a big deal in baseball back then. He died in 1982, of course. And the name Satchel, here's a little bit of trivia for you. What famous perv named his kid Satchel after Satchel Paige? A very famous hardcore baseball fan who also happened to be pretty pervy. And he named his son Satchel.
Kevin Spacey.
He doesn't have any children.
Famous perv.
Famous perv.
Who also likes
that
baseball.
Likes baseball. I'm gonna go. I don't know this one.
This is a tough one.
Who was Bill Cosby? I don't know.
No, his kids' names all started with E.
Oh,
remember his son Ennis, who was killed many years ago?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, what about...
Woody Allen named his son Satchel. Of course, his son Satchel doesn't want to be associated with Woody Allen anymore, so he goes by Ronan Farrow.
See, I was going to say Woody Allen, but I was like, wait, his son's named Ronan.
That is his middle name, yep. His name is Satchel Ronan O'Sullivan Farrow. And he goes by his mother's maiden name and his middle name.
Have you seen the pictures of him and Frank Sinatra side by side?
Of course he's Sinatra's kid. Every time they ask him about it, and that's since this guy started into like his teen years, people were like, boy, you don't look like Woody Allen. And anytime it was ever brought up to him, he's like, you know, those rumors are ridiculous. But he's kind of caught between the moon and New York City here because he doesn't want to be associated with Woody Allen, but still has to say that Woody Allen's his dad.
Yeah.
When you know he wants to go, yes, of course, Frank Sinatra's my dad. I own a mirror.
But why does they say it?
Huh?
Why doesn't they could
because
do
because I think she messed around with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, but he messed around in all sorts of terrible ways too.
I'm just telling you how they tell the story. You know. So,
have you ever seen the side by side?
No, I need to look.
Yeah, take a look. It's interesting. I literally just saw this the other day. I didn't even know anything about.
Yeah, if you were to put superimpose Conan, I think used to do this bit years ago where they would do celebrity couples and they would superimpose the worst features of, and they'd end up with hilarious combinations.
Oh, wow.
If they made it.
Him, Sinatra, and Woody Allen.
Yes.
All three.
So it's kind of one of those things where they're like, okay, Woody Allen's your dad. Right.
Like he looks
exactly like Frank Sinatra and Mia Farrow.
That's funny.
But he was named after Satchel Paige. Either that or Woody Allen was a huge fan of handbags. I don't know if that's... what's that? That's right.
The Martin Short plays a Woody Allen type character in the morning show, and it's fantastic.
Who does?
Martin Short.
Oh, Martin Short. Yeah.
He plays that role very well.
Yeah. I got a call on the Alan Cox Show After Hours line in the break. Oh. You can always call us if you're not inclined to do it live. You can always leave a message for us anytime the mood strikes. It is 216-986-8903.
Just got done listening to Eleanor, and I'd like to be the other side of that coin. I can't stand Poundcake, you know. I just don't like listening to him, period. That kind of stuff bothers the crap out of me. I have an 8-year-old kid. I encourage her to listen to you guys. I don't got to teach her how Santa's not real. The birds and bees are no longer on my plate for her. She already knows the coolest cuss words now and stuff like loafing of bread. I think it's great that little kids listen. I think every little kid should listen to you guys. So have a great day, guys. Bye.
There you go. There is and of course, Poundcake's reputation precedes him too when it comes to
I molest children.
When it comes to small children, so there's certainly no confusion there as to why any parent.
But why would he call the after hours line if we're?
I was in a break.
It was a commercial break, and he just wanted to get through.
And maybe
get in and out.
Just maybe he didn't feel comfortable enough calling and telling you that he wanted to be put on hold so that he could screw you on the air.
People do it all the time.
I know, but maybe he didn't feel comfortable doing it. I know plenty of people do that.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's the trouble with having a screener who's on the air, right? In the past, when I've had screeners, they haven't been on the air.
Right.
Just somebody answering my phones. When you have a screener who's answering the phone, a screener's on the air, you're like, hey, Poundcake, I want to tell Alan how you suck. Okay. Click.
He has to be like, I guess.
Right. Or it's the ones that like call and they want to bitch me out, but they lie. Like they're afraid that I'm not going to put them through. They're like, hey, I just want to ask Alan something. I'm like, what? They're like, well, no, it's personal. I'm like, well, I'm not just going to put you...
Personal.
It's personal that I would like to broadcast over
I'm like, I need something to put in the box, man. He's like, just say I have a comment, damn it. This is what I hate about you. God, you suck. I'm like, okay. Well, I'll put you through now. You just had to be honest with me from the beginning. That's all.
Well, but you don't have... just from me to you don't have to fight those people. You can just put them on and just put in the box. He doesn't want to tell me what he's calling about.
It's just a simple question, though. I didn't think I would just get read for fills because I asked what you... I'm doing my job. I'm a call screener, and I was screening the call.
Yeah. That's right.
But I appreciate it. They think about my feelings. They don't want to tell me just then.
Yeah. Alan, all these dudes who are complaining about not being able to breathe in a mask have clearly... never gone down on their lady long enough for them to finish. I don't know about that. But what a weird time in which the anti-mask people and the Black Lives Matter people have been able to use the same phrase.
What?
I can't breathe.
Oh.
Right? Obviously, the anti-mask whiners have co-opted it for their own purposes. But what a weird time to kind of live with the whole thing. I was reading about how, I
don't think that weird is the proper terminology right now, Alan.
I'm sorry.
Offensive to weird kids?
It's unprecedented.
Oh. Well, those do mean two different things. Unprecedented. Yeah, weird is never unprecedented, but I take your point.
In these unprecedented times.
Right.
The new normal.
Mm-hmm.
Mike DeWine has he ordered the mask mandate, which takes effect tonight at 6 o'clock. They're indefinitely extending mass gathering bans and health rules for businesses. I think this is the first time where they've put this guidance out there and it hasn't had an end date. So whoever's running the ODH right now, it's not Amy Acton, whoever's doing that right now, has put out this new guidance.
They should just have whoever it is be like the banker on
Deal or no deal?
Yeah, they're just the shadowy figure that says masks on or off, masks or no masks, masks.
Right.
Just keep them anonymous so people don't send death threats and try and hurt them.
Yeah. I can't believe this isn't a game show yet. Mask or no mask.
Yeah.
If you put on a mask, there's $1,000 in this case. Or is there?
I'm the Butler
I guess we'll never find out. Where is Butler County?
Oh, where's Butler?
Pennsylvania.
No. Ohio. Butler County.
Is that where the Amish country is?
There's like 9 Amish countries.
Yeah. Butler County is one of the counties that they identified as hot spots, and so the 7 counties in Ohio that are getting the mask ordinance because they're hot spots, and obviously they correspond to the big metro areas. So you've got Columbus and Cincinnati and Cleveland.
It's Cincinnati.
Cincinnati,
it's
okay.
Like right outside Cincinnati, just north.
Well, it keeps coming up in Pennsylvania.
To me, the really weird thing about the
Dayton
mask thing is the local law enforcement who say that they won't enforce the masks. The sheriff of Butler County is a guy named Richard Jones, and he says, I'm not going to enforce this.
How's everybody doing today?
That is my no. That is my favorite way to address when it's just you looking at a camera for a web video. How's everybody doing today? He's starting off folksy. Of course, he's not wearing a mask, and he's by himself, and he's, why would law enforcement want to lead by example?
I'm the Butler County Sheriff, Rick Jones. I'm here today. We're getting calls, we're getting emails, we're getting texts. The governor has, I believe, he's just completed the mandatory mask wearing for Butler County, several of the counties in the state of Ohio. It's going to be mandatory, the mask wearing. And I'm here we don't have the orders, what he's put out yet, but I can tell you this, that I want to make sure everybody understands I am not the mask police. I am not going to enforce any mask wearing. That is not my responsibility. That is not my job. People should be able to make that choices themselves. I didn't put this order out, and it's getting to the point. People are scared. People are calling and asking.
Boy, I got to tell you, I just don't understand any of this. When he's like, I'm not the mask police. You are literally the police.
Right.
You're the traffic police. You're the property police. You're the local business police. At the very least, these guys are always looking for new revenue streams, and it's pretty clear that they have no problem wading into, shall we say, legally dubious waters in general. So it's not that they can't, it's that they won't. I don't understand what he means. Now, granted, it's not a law. These mandates are still, we want you to wear one.
Yeah, they're
technically we could fine you.
But firm suggestions.
But if sheriffs are like, I'm not going to enforce it and I'm not going to give out fines.
Well, that's just one.
People should be able to make the choice. But I can't. I should be able to make the choice to wear my seatbelt. I should be able to make the choice to park in a handicap spot.
That's true.
What's it? By the way, you'll notice people are not freaking out over handicap spots. People have never freaked out over handicap spots. Because, as a society, we have a capacity to be very kind of altruistic, right? Thinking of other people. But we have a capacity to not be a-holes when we don't want to. However, when given the choice, we are very much inclined to be a-holes to other people. And so kind of as a society, over the centuries, we've recognized this about ourselves and put things in place to help us be better people. And handicap parking spots are kind of part of that. Nobody complains about those. Nobody complains about parking for expectant mothers. You ever park? See, women have got it made with those. Because
can't
you just
tell
park.
Me I'm not.
That's right. You can't tell me. I'm ovulating. You don't know.
Right. I'm not showing yet. All right. 6 weeks. Pete on a stick today.
So you've got all these. I was watching a press conference with Greg Abbott, who is the governor of Texas.
Hey, Abbott.
Hey, Abbott. He's the governor. By the way, did you know that guy is in a wheelchair? Have you ever seen Greg Abbott?
No, I don't know.
He's the governor of Texas. He's in a wheelchair. And I didn't realize it because I kind of always shoot him from the waist up. I guess this guy was jogging when he was a teenager and a tree fell on him. So he's been paralyzed from the waist down since he was a teenager. Anyway, little fun fact. It was like FDR back in the day, right? When FDR, they would never photograph him. He got polio when he was 39, and it paralyzed him from the waist down. So FDR, I don't know if they had an agreement with the press. They would never photograph him in the wheelchair because they didn't want him to look infirmed. Yeah. So anytime he was standing, you'd see he was holding on to something or he's holding on to Eleanor or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they didn't take pictures of him in the wheelchair. Anyway, this Greg Abbott guy, Texas is another one of these states that has exploded with this because they reopened too early. So he goes, well, we got to do what we got to do, blah, 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 under duress. And they have all these sheriffs that are like, we ain't going to enforce the thing. So if, granted, again, it's not a law, it hasn't been legislated, but if you are telling people, hey, we'd like you to enforce these things, and they go, no, what are you going to do? When your law enforcement in your state goes, no.
So it's funny, like that's funny to me when they It's just like, yeah, well, that's not my job. I'm not gonna enforce people wearing a mask, or I don't feel like it. But they're like, hey, could you stop killing people? And they're like, oh, my training. I don't know. Like how are you gonna pick and choose between the two of them? You know?
I guess you do.
Like
I mean, it's but
one's more fun. Is that what you're saying?
And again, it's this guy in Butler County. It's not like he's the sheriff of a 5,000 person town.
Right.
He's the county sheriff that encompasses Cincinnati, a metropolitan area. You think he might be a little more inclined to go, okay, well, we're going to do the best we can.
Right.
Because it's one thing to say, look, we're not going to be able to catch everybody. We can't chase people down for masks.
Right.
And maybe that's probably what he means, not a very eloquent way to put it, but to go, I'm not going to enforce this is a completely different thing. I mean, think of all the tickets you could be given.
All the money, all the revenue.
That's all I'm saying.
Stay away from my parking meter.
Go
find a maskless person.
All these states and cities that outlawed red light cameras.
That's like you play like red light, green light with a mask. Be like, up, down.
That's right.
You want to write me a ticket? Too bad, you can't.
If you're in your car and they see you texting while you're in your car, they can pull you over and give you a ticket. Hey, you were on your phone. Nobody says, I'm not going to enforce the no texting while you're driving
It's just
rule,
so weird that it's such a divisive issue for people when it's such a simple thing to do and it has a pretty big effect.
Well, people are saying, well, it's not going to have any effect. And my answer to that is, well, you're probably right now. Because the time that we could have collectively done something, we pissed away. Because of all the babies and the whiners who were, I can't. So when we could have done something, now they're like, there's way too much virus out there. There's just too much. So granted, it's really not going to. But every little bit helps.
Right. It's not the cure. It's just one other step that you can take by staying home more, distancing from people, and then wearing a mask helps with those things. They all work together to limit the spread. And it doesn't completely eliminate the spread, but it helps limit it.
That's why 4th of July was so weird. Because I'm like, woohoo, America, and I'm like, boy, I don't know what you mean anymore by that. Because there are a huge contingency of people who do not give a frog's ass about what might happen to somebody else or, so I don't know. It's not, and you can't pin it on one thing. But, man, I just don't. 4th of July was just weird.
Well, I was invited to a party that got canceled because they're like, hey, the way things are going right now, we don't want to get anybody sick. So just to be safe, we're not going to do this party.
Yeah.
Because it was a bunch of people from all over the place that haven't been spending time with each other that could infect each other.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, it makes sense to me. Let's be safe.
Hey, Special K.
Hey, hate the show.
What's going on?
Hey, besides just agreeing with almost everything you say, but specifically on this topic, I definitely agree with the mask wearing, but I got kind of a PSA. It was 2 weeks ago at the Macedonia, Ohio Home Depot. It was a Sunday evening. I know that.
Do you mean Macedonia?
Yes, Macedonia.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, and I parked into a spot. It was close to closing time, and but I noticed it when I looked up that I parked in a load and go, and I did think about backing up, but there was another load and go spot to the right of me that was empty, as well as a spot to the left of me that was empty. But I just want to apologize to the great people of Macedonia, Ohio, that for any of those load and goers that I took their spot.
Yeah, well, listen.
After
the fact, I think it's very nice that you were able to let everyone know what you were doing.
I always thought the load and go.
The what?
The load and go is called hit it and quit it.
Yeah. You mean you don't call it the hit it and quit it spot?
I don't.
Did he just do the thing where a joke doesn't hit and he's
He's
silent?
like, I mean, I don't, but live audio, Special K parking. Okay, thank you. I appreciate your belated apology, and I'm sure that all of the load and goers also appreciate your thoughts on the matter. Thank you. But anyway, 6 o'clock tonight, right? Good luck finding out if your local sheriff is going to enforce the mask ordinance.
Well, those
Find out
people-
tomorrow.
Everyone mad about, not being able to gamble for so long. Here you go. Here's your gamble. Walk out without a mask
your
on.
gambling.
See if you lose $50.
Gambling. Okay, you want to text me 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. Plenty of stuff there, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free
started.
The Alan Cox Show is back
On 100.7 WMMS.
Two 216-578-1007. You want to join us on the phone? Or 800-348-1007. By the way, Butler County is not Cincinnati.
I'd say it was Cincinnati. It's above Cincinnati.
Yeah, you're right, about 45 minutes north.
Yeah. It was above Cincinnati.
Hamilton, Ohio, that area.
Have you watched Hamilton on Disney Plus yet?
I was talking to someone over the weekend about Hamilton, and I guess they got a ton of eyeballs on that.
Mm-hmm.
My older daughter, went to go see it. She's in the theater, and unlike, I guess, other kids her age, all she listens to are show tunes. So she was in full-on Hamilton mode when that was a thing a couple of years ago, and she went to see it in New York and the whole bit. I could not care less about Hamilton. People whose opinions I respect, even people who aren't into musical theater, are like, oh my God, I was the same way, but it's so good. I'm like, I have no interest in seeing. I don't need history wrapped to me. I don't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now they're coming for Lin-Manuel Miranda. They're like, Hamilton's problematic because it's people playing. I'm like, you guys are going to lose people little by little, boy. This is where you start losing people. Mm-hmm. Like, there are some legitimate complaints to be made about kind of co-opting characters and culture and things like that. But boy, you take something that was like globally popular across every demographic for 2 or 3 years, and then in the whatever's going on in the present, you go, whoa, you know. Anyway,
well, and also,
I have no interest in Hamilton.
You also have to look at things in the context of the time that they happened. So one of the things that they're talking about with this Hamilton thing is like, well, he was, did he own slaves, or he was around people that owned slaves, whatever it is. That's everybody back then. So you can't pretend like they didn't do that.
Right.
So you got to say, yes, they did that, but he was also this, and this, and this.
Yeah. So
that's what they're going to focus on in the musical.
I watched that movie Hush last night that you recommended.
What'd you think?
I didn't really like it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
I thought that
didn't
it was.
think that you would be offended by that.
I thought no. I thought it was a well done movie.
Yeah,
it's not on my top 5 or anything.
Well, because I was asking for like starter horror movies, and
you didn't want something crazy scary.
I can do more than that. Is what I realized. It felt a little bit predictable, but I get why you recommended it, if that makes sense. But I was watching it, and I was like more frustrated than anything else, and I realized I think that's why I stay away from that genre of movies, is because it's aggravating when people are stupid. Like, when the people who are getting killed are doing dumb things. And I know, like, if I were being chased, I probably wouldn't be thinking as logically as watching a movie.
Sure.
But yeah, just dumb stuff like that was making me really mad. And I'm, like, yelling at the screen. I was into it, but I probably wouldn't watch it again. But it was
What
good.
about The Strangers?
I've seen that.
Doesn't Glenn Howerton get killed in The Strangers?
Yeah.
They have the potato sacks on their head.
Yeah.
Potato sacks on their heads.
That's a real creepy movie.
Yeah.
And then I started to watch Unsolved Mysteries. And then I realized that none of those are going to have a happy ending.
Those new ones are effed up, too.
Well, I'm watching it, and I'm sitting there, and I'm watching it. I'm like, this is not what I want to be watching. Like, I'm very much
right before bed.
Right. I'm very much so like a feel-good, bubbly, positive person. And just about halfway through the first episode, it sank in that this is called Unsolved Mysteries, and none of these people's families are going to have any relief.
No answer. Figure it out.
So sad.
Ma'am, we thought the name was self-explanatory, that the mysteries remain unsolved.
Yeah.
Is anybody watching the Patton Oswalt's ex-wife documentary?
No.
The Golden State Killer? That's supposed to be real good, too.
Oh, no.
Ex-wife?
Oh, is that on Netflix?
Well,
What is
his
that on?
late wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's on HBO now, or something, HBO Max, whatever that is now.
I heard he canceled HBO Max.
Did you really?
Yeah, because the whole idea was that I wanted to watch it on my TV, and it doesn't have a Roku app, and I don't want to have to use a different device every time I want to watch it. So
no, but I watch it all, but it all goes through the HBO Now app now. They kind of subsumed HBO Now into HBO Max.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they don't have the full catalog.
Oh, I don't know. I can still watch what I want to watch.
It's not the entire catalog of what was on HBO Now or HBO Max.
We were talking about this yesterday, and I meant to ask it then, but I forgot. How many people do you think have more than one streaming service? Because
all of them.
Because
I have a lot of them.
Because it's just the thing. Everyone was cutting cable because they're like, oh, prices are ridiculous. Like, we're not going to pay that with not that much payoff. and then you have 4 or 5 different streaming services, you're practically paying the same. And the content is, you might watch 1 or 2 shows on each platform a couple times a week, maybe.
Well, yeah, but you got to figure that out for yourself. I mean, if people were paying a ton of... That's why I canceled YouTube television. Because I'm like, I was fine paying $30 a month, not $64.50
Yeah.
when I literally barely watch it. So that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, the only thing I would want live TV for is for when sports come back. But I think I have enough of like ESPN and TNT like through apps that I'll be okay. But yeah, like you said, there's so many things that I have. Like I have Hulu. I almost never watch
That's what I'm
Hulu.
saying.
I just started watching Apple TV Plus, but that's only because I got a free subscription because I have a new iPhone.
I think we have them
I'm
all.
on Hulu all the time.
We have Hulu.
Hulu's good. It's just not one that I open regularly. I have Amazon Prime Video, and like I have to remind myself, like, oh yeah, there's series on here that I enjoy, and I need to go back and watch. Like they just dropped the trailer for The Boys season 2.
Yeah.
And the John Krasinski show on there's really good too. The Jack Ryan.
Well, plus I have I have so many apps that, like I have Stars, I have Epics, I have like Sundance, all these, because they're like, it's $5 a month, and you go, okay.
Yeah.
With that, I can watch a show a month and still, that's
how they
fine. It's
get
still
you.
less than I'm paying for cable.
Then you get a letter, and then they're like, okay, yeah, we're upping it to $7.99. It's like, oh, okay, still not bad. And then a month later, okay, $9.99. Okay. And then a month later, $19.50.
Well, no, listen, but everybody's got their own budget. I mean, so when Netflix goes, we're gonna up this
Maybe a little more.
a little bit more.
I don't know why, and I'm not a huge streamer. I've never been a big TV person, even as like a little kid. I've never been the person who just parks himself in front of a TV. So I don't know why, but when I hear you guys talk about all these different, it irks me a little bit that there's so many
Don't be
people.
jealous.
It's not a jealousy thing, because if I wanted to have it, I could have
It's
it.
a judgy
I could.
thing.
It is a judgy thing.
She
It's
thinks
like
we're wasting our time.
is that what it is? That I feel like
think
it's
you
just
do.
such a time waster to have. Like, why do you need 20 different streaming
You need
services?
to be entertained all the time.
Because we like options. I mean, I don't watch. The sad thing is that I don't watch that much television either.
You have options, but you're not watching
If
them.
I want to, I can go to any one of them and watch what I want. So it's like,
I guess.
like there's probably 1 or 2 shows on each platform that I'll watch, and that's fine for me.
I'm watching more TV now than I was in like past years because I'm home more.
No, I
But
understand.
now you can
that.
watch on your phone if you're inclined.
Right.
Obviously, if you're not going to watch at home, you're not going to be watching on your phone either.
But again,
Right.
yeah, I like the options and I can afford it, so I like to be able to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it, and that's it's a nice feeling for me to
If
have
that's,
that.
yeah, I
option.
guess maybe that. Yeah, it's just not something that's important to me. So I don't see the. I guess I don't see
There's
the
just
point in
ones
spending all that money.
that, like,
I mean,
I
you
just-
bought a bunch of DVDs that you never watched, so
Yeah, I mean, when there were literally no other options, there were no streaming services when I was buying DVDs. So if I wanted to watch anything, I
but you
had
still
to buy those DVDs.
But you still didn't watch a whole bunch of them, is what I'm saying.
right?
So that's kind of similar in that, like, you got 40 rap DVDs that you.
Rap
like-
DVDs. Do you have Cool Mo D?
I
Do you have
might.
KRS-One? You got Boogie Down Productions?
I have How High.
Oh.
It has rappers in it.
All right.
Yeah, but those are like one-time purchases in an era where there was no other entertainment. $5 one time is different than $150 a month.
But it's not that much.
But how many streaming services? You don't pay $150 in streaming services
No.
between all of them that you have?
No, it's probably closer to like $30
I don't believe that.
because it's like
You have
Netflix.
Netflix is what?
Netflix. I have a family package, so that's like $17 a month.
So all of your other streaming services only cost you $13 a month?
I'm thinking off the top of my head. I'm trying to think, and then Disney Plus and all that stuff combined is $12,
Okay, so you're at
So I-
29 right now.
and that's the only ones I pay for.
Hulu,
It's part of the Disney Plus one.
Showcase Showdown.
Amazon.
That's like a yearly thing, so I don't even think about that because I pay for
Prime,
Amazon Prime, and that comes with that.
Voodoo.
That's
Nobody
like-
uses Voodoo.
I
He
use
has
Voodoo.
Voodoo.
I buy
Isn't that Walmart's like rental
yeah,
app?
but no, that's where one of the services I use to buy movies. So I'll buy movies on there, but I don't do that as much anymore because they're all on Disney Plus and everything now,
So Disney Plus for $12, you get Hulu, Disney,
and ESPN Plus.
and ESPN. Okay, what about HBO?
I canceled
just
it.
canceled that.
It also depends on when you got into it too, because if you signed up for something right away and then down the road they're
Yeah.
like, "This is bundled with this now," you're
Right.
like, you're already in it.
Oh,
so
I guess that's true.
Yeah,
And then I have Apple TV Plus, but I got that for free because it was it came with my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch Servant? You should watch Servant.
I have not.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
And then
Me or him?
Either of you. You should get Apple TV Plus
you
just to
probably
watch
already
Servant.
have it because you have a new iPhone.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, so if you just sign up for it. But I think those are like the only ones that I pay for.
Yeah.
So it's about $30 a month.
I guess. Guess when I hear you guys talk about it seems like each one of these is you have 7 of them and they're $15 or $20 a month a piece.
Yeah,
you know what I
but
mean?
they bundle all together.
Yeah.
And then, like, I got a really good deal on Disney Plus because I signed up super early.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why does it bother you?
It feels like a waste of time, but I spent money on stuff that you guys wouldn't appreciate or understand either. I spend $100 a month on nails. You know what I mean? Like every 6 weeks
you
or
don't
whatever.
want to let your nails go.
Right.
I can get that, yeah.
I did all of quarantine, and now I'm back. I'm like, he's pretty.
Yeah, I haven't gone for a pedicure yet. I think it'll be a while.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But what
It's going to be a while.
I am a little fascinated by this because, like, I don't judge you for how you spend your free time.
You might.
Like, I don't. Well, I'm saying generally, I don't think like you want. What do you do in your free time?
I don't really do anything anymore.
What does that mean?
I don't. Well,
you should watch more TV.
No, I don't.
Want some passwords?
Sure. I guess maybe I would do that.
No, but I also grew up watching a lot of television
Yeah.
and a lot of movies because that is literally like a hobby of mine. Like I enjoy watching TV and experiencing things like that because it's a nice way to unplug for me.
Yeah, I would never call it a hobby. I would part ways with you there, but
it's a
I didn't
hobby
grow
in a
up
way.
watching a lot of. I mean, we grew up with no cable.
Right.
Because
Same
my
here.
parents
So there's,
didn't
like,
want us in
4
front of
shows.
television. Yeah, so you'd watch whatever was on at night. I mean, we were at school during the day, and we just didn't watch a lot of television. I don't watch that much television now. Most of the time the television is on in our house, it's a kids show.
Right. That's how my sister's TV is
But my-
always on, but it's some
Right. Or
just in the
my
background.
daughter thankfully she likes Bob's Burgers and The Simpsons.
Right.
So I can get a little bit in
Watch
there.
a lot of The Simpsons.
But other than that, like, you know, there's all these shows, and if I see something I want to watch, I will literally put it in my calendar. I go, okay, this show is going to drop this day. I could 1% of them I'll watch. I'll go, well, I'll go back to April. I'll go, I didn't see that, didn't see
Right.
that. You know, there's some Charlize Theron movie that's dropping on Friday on Netflix, some action movie that everybody says is really good. Got it on my calendar. Probably won't watch it.
Cool.
But I'm like, I'll be there.
I like
you know?
her. But also, you think like even going to the movies is something that you
It's a waste of time.
feel like it's a waste of time. But like that's one of my favorite
Well,
things. So that's the
maybe
thing that
this
I
is what it
miss.
is.
I miss the most was going to the movies because that was the best way
Me
for me
too.
to watch a movie because there's no distraction whatsoever.
I guess I can't take, if I don't enjoy something, I can't take the little, well, not as a blanket statement, but like, so last night when I watched that movie Hush, right? Hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, whatever it was, I was upset that I spent that much time watching something that was just okay.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have.
Where as a creative person, you feel like I should be creating something rather than watching what someone else already made.
And then not enjoying it that much.
With that too, right? Yeah.
Which is how I feel.
But that's a gamble
lot
going into
of the
anything.
time.
It's a gamble
Yeah.
though going in. That's why people go, I'm going to watch Caddyshack again because I know I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, I watched Groundhog's Day last night too for the first time.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog
Mary.
Day, sorry.
You watched Hush and Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Wow, you wasted a lot of night.
You wasted a lot of time.
I needed a palate cleanser. I had a Netflix and chill for the first time in a year, so thank you.
You watched Groundhog Day after Hush, didn't you?
I watched Hush, and then I tried to watch Unsolved Mysteries, and I turned to the dude, and I was like, this is not going to end well. Like, this is not a happy ending.
Like, I need something dumb and funny right
It's
now.
exactly what it was, and I was like, oh, I've never seen Groundhog Day. We'll watch that.
Did you like that? That's a very funny movie.
I loved that.
Yeah,
I was
it's a
laughing
great
out
movie.
loud. It had a little romance in there. Cute.
Ironically, doesn't hold up on repeated viewings.
Huh,
No, I'm
really?
kidding.
I'm like,
No,
I would
I'm
watch it
joking.
again.
Yeah. What happened to Andie MacDowell? Her daughter is famous now. God, who's Andie MacDowell's daughter? Margaret Qualley. You know who that actress is?
do not.
She was on The Leftovers. She's been in some things. You might recognize her if you saw her, but she's Andie MacDowell's daughter. Who I didn't even think was like around anymore, but then she'll pop up in things playing somebody's mom, and you know.
Yeah.
But she was still super cute in Groundhog Day, and the lead guy.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
I don't even
yeah.
think he did much, but she in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Margaret Qualley. Yeah, she is.
She's, I think, the hitchhiker that gets picked up.
A message from the Alan Cox Show After Hours line. You can always leave those for us. 216-986-8903.
I was listening to the podcast from Monday when Poundcake was talking about the difference between church and church, trying to put some stank on that. When he says church, sounds like Whitney is talking.
Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, sounds like Whitney.
Whitney goes to church. That does sound same as when Poundcake said coach.
Well, no, I don't say it with an R.
Church.
Like there's church and then there's church.
Church.
There's no R in church.
You kind of throw your hand back. Yeah, you put your shoulders into it.
Yeah.
What church does Brittany go to?
Whitney goes to a very, very private church that you're not allowed to know about unless you're invited. You got to get
It's
invited.
an invitation. So it's vampires or what? It's an
No,
invitation.
it's not vampires or a cult. It's like a private gathering of a bunch of different like-minded people, but it's a church, and you got to be invited via owl message.
I'm sorry?
You tape a message to the foot of an owl.
To an owl?
Are you talking about Hogwarts?
No, it's not Hogwarts. It's not Hogwarts. That's 9 3/4.
Is there a subway platform you've got?
Not 9 3/4 platform, but you do have to bring a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, okay.
Or you can't get it. It's got to be like turkey or roast beef.
That must make the owl angry that you're bringing a sandwich that has another bird on it.
No.
Oh.
The owl brings you the message, the invitation. Okay.
So you have to first find an owl, and then you have to tape, like traditionally pigeons would be used for carrying messages. You have to find an owl.
There's a bird of the night, so you gotta do it overnight.
So is it nighttime church?
No, it's nighttime message, daytime church.
Oh, so there's like a process here. Then.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got a nighttime message taped to an owl, right? And then you get it, and inside the message is a type of foot-long Subway sandwich you gotta bring to the first service.
Oh, it's like your password.
Yeah.
It signifies you are it's
It's like
whatever your
own-
sandwich is.
It's like your PIN number, kind of.
Gotcha.
But it's like, okay, you got to get turkey with green peppers and mustard. But if you got the wrong kind of mustard, then we're like, imposter! And you can't come in the church.
So you're like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You'll point and scream at them, and
Sure,
you'll
yeah.
know that they don't belong there.
Yes.
Is it a Christian church?
Well, dude, that's a loose definition. Avoid believing Jesus or God or Holy Spirit, you know. So it's
And
very
the
different.
intelligence of owls, by the way, above all else.
They're
apparently.
very smart. They represent wisdom.
Yeah, I've seen them with the mortar boards on, and they're eating Tootsie Pops
They
and the whole
got
bit.
cap, Felix to the center, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a different kind of church. It's a different kind of church.
Wow, all right. Well,
It's very private.
sounds just like Poundcake.
Church.
Church.
Right.
It's church.
Church. We're saying the same thing. You say it.
Church.
Church.
Yeah, you
that
are
was
saying
kinda-
the same
yeah,
thing.
that's
Yeah.
kinda-
All right, well, listen. Congratulations on all that.
Thank you.
Now I kind of want to find an owl.
No,
And
you
get
don't.
in with a
Subway
the
order?
owl finds you.
Oh, that seems like it doesn't seem like an efficient delivery
It's very
system.
efficient.
It doesn't seem like an efficient way to get followers.
No, it is.
How?
I don't want to accumulate followers. I have a
Wait,
specific
so-
number of people that get
Are you
invited.
the head of the church?
Is
This
this
is I've said too much.
is it a tent revival service? Are you
There's no
working
tents.
limited space? I don't.
No. There
So
are
the owl
air
has to-
mattresses, but there's no tents.
So the owl has to find me.
I send the owl to a specific human, and it knows by your address
Huh.
or your call. Depends on where you're at
Yeah. Okay.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Anyway, congratulations on all that.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's your owl's name? Are you given the owl or
It's a different owl every time.
a different owl every
owls to
time?
train.
Yeah.
Wow.
You thought that Mary brought you the Owls of Ohio City? That was Brittany.
Oh, it was. All right.
And send you a message.
All right.
Pay attention.
Well, you and Oliver Twist, I'm sure, will be very happy together. Alan, are you going to give away any more Mary DVDs? Absolutely. Gave away The Wolfman yesterday from 1941. We got a stack of them back there. We'll give some away when the mood strikes. I think My Cousin Vinny is the next one
Yes.
on the stack. I don't know if that'll be the next one we give away, but I was reading, though, that speaking of movies premiering, Tom Hanks, we were running ads for it. Tom Hanks has a new movie called Greyhound that was supposed to be a big theatrical release, and he's very bummed that it's going to be on Apple TV.
Why?
Very bummed. Because he goes, it's one of these epic films where he's like it's
a
Tom
theater
Hanks.
film,
He's a captain of a ship in the
Yeah.
40s or something. And yeah, he's like publicly really bummed out that this is going to be on televisions rather
Because
than...
of money or because of...
Theaters aren't open.
Theaters
No,
aren't
no,
open.
I'm
so-
saying is he bummed out because he'll make less money or because of the theatrical
Theatrical experience.
Yeah, he wants it to be seen on the big screen and have that, that experience.
Because I think they were
it's just a
hoping...
little different watching it at home.
Yeah, they were hoping... Except that I got to tell you, as big as a lot of people's televisions are now, obviously it's not a movie theater, but people aren't watching 36-inch televisions anymore either.
Right.
People are watching big TVs. And if you have a sound bar, I mean, I don't have the biggest setup in the world, but mine's just fine for like big movies.
I have that. I have a good setup, but it's still not the same as a movie theater. It's just that I like the communal aspect of the movie
I do
theater
too.
where you're watching this with everybody and everyone's laughing together or tense together, and you kind of have that energy in the theater. I like that.
I like the communal experience, and yet I don't want anyone sitting anywhere near me.
Right.
That's what I like about
But
it.
that's why I like those AMC theaters, because you have a good amount of space in each seat.
That's why it's like $36 a ticket.
Whatever, I'm telling
man.
you. So when theaters finally open in the age of social distancing, it's going to be paradise. It's going to be one
4
person
people
per
per
row.
row.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it's like-
I'll buy the whole row.
I had the AMC pass where it's $20 a month, and I could see like 3 movies a week. And I love that.
Insane. That's an insane amount of movies. I mean, it's good if you want to go.
I think maybe once I saw 3 in a week, but I would see. But it would save me money because normally I'd go to see 3 or 4 movies a month.
$20 a month is not that much at all.
Dude, when I was
one ticket.
When I was single, I was going to see every movie that came out. I mean, unless it was something that was just who cares. I was going to movies all the time.
Just for the experience, or you were bored, or what?
No, I just like going to
something to
movies.
do.
Yeah. All right, I got a break. I'm late here. If you want to get a text in, 35192. New Instagram hotties up for you at alancoxshow.com, and we'll be back after these.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.